Welcome, welcome to Fueled by Plants live stream. Um, I want to talk about fasting today. All right, talking about everything about fasting. All right. Um, so when you come into the stream, if you have questions, make sure you put them down into the comments below, and we're going to get to all of the questions. A lot of you already sent me in a whole lot of questions, so I'm gonna go through some of those questions right now while we wait for more people to come in. And we're going to be talking about my new book, Fasted. Fasted is coming out on February the 8th. It's just a few days away. So you want to make sure you can get you a copy of Fasted, all right? Unlocking the origins and transformational power of an ancient practice, all right? I've been working on this book for about 6 to 7 months. It took me half a year to write the book. Then it took me another 3 months to get it edited, get it properly edited, formatted. So yeah, I put a whole lot of work into this book. As you can see my name right there, Justin Strickland. I put a whole lot of work into this book, and I want to read a little bit from this book, one of my favorite chapters as well. So yeah, we're about to talk about it, about to get into it, talk about fasting, all types of fasting, and also answer all of your questions that you may have about fasting. All right. And a lot more. All right. And I'm gonna be giving away some free gifts on this live as well. You know, some free bonuses if you pre-order the book. And everybody that already has pre-ordered the book, I appreciate you. This is going to be a bestseller, I'm telling you. And one of the reasons why this book is going to be so powerful is because there's no book out there like this. Okay? It's no book out on the planet like this right here. And what do I mean by that? How come I can make such a bold claim? I wrote this book because it's no other book about fasting on the planet like this one. If you look up fasting books or fasting regimens, you will find a book about this type of juice cleanse, or you will find a book about intermittent fasting, or you'll find a book about maybe some benefits of fasting. You'll find a book about the Daniel fast, but no book goes into depth like this book. This book not only goes over every single type of fasting on the planet, like intermittent fasting, time restricted eating, alternative day fasting, water fasting, juice fasting, mono fruit fasting. This goes over every single type of fasting on the planet. So whatever type of fasting or detox that you're trying to do, this book goes into detail about it. No other book on the planet goes into detail about every single type of fasting out there. They're talking always about one type of fasting. This goes over each one. All right. Also, it goes over the benefits of fasting. It tells you the benefits of fasting, and it goes into the scientific research about fasting. So this is scientific peer-reviewed studies about fasting in this book, so you can see that it's not pseudoscience, that it actually works and it actually will benefit your body. On top of that, okay, it goes into different cultures that started fasting. Where did fasting originate from? Was it religious? Was it some ancient practice? It talks about Egypt and ancient Kemet, how they fasted. How fasting helped them build the pyramids. It goes into every single thing about the history of fasting. And on top of that, even more value with this book. On top of that, it goes into how to start your own journey. Okay. It tells you and shows you exactly how to create your own fasting protocol, how to create your own fasting template, how to create your own fasting plan so you can get started seeing all the benefits for you as well. Okay. So this goes into everything. I'm going to read a little bit from one of the chapters in this book so y'all can see it. All right. So it's super, super powerful. But before we get into that, I do want to talk a little bit about why I wrote Fasted. I wrote it because I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 7 years. All right. I've been doing fasting for about 7 years, intermittent fasting, alternative day fasting, juice fasting, everything. I've tried them all. And even up to today, I do a 24 to 48 hour fast every single week on Monday, So I am, fully equipped to talk about this topic. All right. I'm not just somebody who watched a YouTube video about intermittent fasting and now I think I'm an expert. No, I have almost close to a decade of experience that I've put into this book. But the powerful thing about it, it's not just my experience. I put case studies and testimonials of my clients and previous people who I've helped transform their lives with intermittent fasting and in other types of fasting as well. So the reason why I wrote this book is because it's no other book on the planet like this. And as you can see, I've already bookmarked a few spots in this book. And I want to talk about it a little bit. All right. I want to go into one thing I was just talking about. All right. Now, if I go to, let's see, I want to start with chapter. So in chapter 2, I don't know if y'all can see that, chapter 2, the history of fasting. All right. And if I go to the second page on it, it talks about fasting in ancient Egypt. Okay. So if I read this right here, it talks about the ancient Egyptians believed in the harmony between the body and the divine. All right. Priests preparing to enter the sacred temples often practice fasting as a form of purification. All right. For them, abstaining from food was more than physical, it was symbolic. It was a symbolic cleansing for the soul to commune with the gods. All right. Also, health and physicians at the time recognized fasting as refraining from food to help the body heal. In sacred texts and tablets, fasting was often tied to balance, reflecting ma'at. If you don't know what ma'at is, you need to go do some history on Kemet. All right, I can talk about that in another video, but the principles of the cosmic order in the governing of their lives. All right. This is in chapter 2. So I read that right there because I want to just give you an overview of what this book is going to do for you. All right. Not only is it going to tell you how to fast, but it's going to tell you why it's important and where it even came from. Like fasting has been around since even before ancient Kemet in ancient Egypt. It was hunter-gatherers was fasting. All right. Our ancestors was fasting. This is something that people have been doing for millennia, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I don't want to get religious, but even in the Bible, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, if you believe that. Right. So fasting is not just for your physical health, it's for your mental health and your spiritual health as well. Right. Like I mentioned, I've been doing fasting for 7 years. And another thing, I want to clear up some of the misconceptions and the falsehoods about fasting as well. Right. People say that, if you do intermittent fasting or you fast for too long, you'll lose muscle, or it's not good for diabetics, or it's not good if you have certain ailments. And it's completely false. And more so, fasting can help you heal these ailments. If you have type 2 diabetes, fasting is what you want to do. If you have high blood pressure, fasting is what you want to do. If you have gout, if you have hypertension, fasting is what you want to do. Fasting is what heals the body. All right. Fasting is what heals the body. Hippocrates in ancient Rome stated this: to eat when we're sick is to feed our disease. All right. I wish I came up with that quote, but I didn't. I'm not going to take credit for it. But to eat when you're sick is to feed your disease. Dr. Sebi talked about this. Fasting is that cornerstone of everything. And on top of that, I want to show you in the book, fasting and lifestyle. This is chapter 8, right? Chapter 8, fasting and lifestyle. So in this chapter, it goes into how you can create your own fasting regimen, how long you should fast, and it shows you how to create your own nutrition and meal plan yourself, right? Yourself, right? No need to buy meal plans anymore. No need to buy any type of online product. This book will literally help you change your life. Okay, it will literally help you change your life. Now, I want to get into some Q&A. If you're on my email list, I told the people on my email list to send me questions about fasting, and I was going to answer them on this live. All right. And if you have any questions right here live, you can put them in the comments and I'll answer those questions about the alkaline diet, about protein, about fasting. And also, everything that you want to know about an alkaline and vegan diet is in this book as well. Chapter 8, Fasting and Lifestyle, where it shows you how to create your own fasting template and your own meal plan for yourself. For yourself, right? This is something that's going to help you create your own healthy lifestyle so you don't have to depend on somebody else to give you the sauce for the rest of your life. All right. So I want to go into some of the questions that you all have sent me. Let me get into it. So one of the questions came from what's his name, Mike 213 on IG, and he says, "Is fasting good for someone who's trying to build muscle?" All right. So I've talked about this a whole lot. I got tons of videos on it on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel, right? So can you build muscle doing intermittent fasting? When I first went vegan, in 2016. So I've been vegan for about 8 years, all right? And when I first started, I went vegan and I started doing intermittent fasting around the same time, okay? And I was able to not only put on about 40 pounds of muscle, but also I was the healthiest I've ever been. Right. Prior to me going vegan, I was a couch potato, couldn't do 10 push-ups. Right. I was smoking and drinking all day, like the Lil Boosie song. All right. And fast forward to today, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Right. I'm not gonna say my age on here, but I feel like I'm still 18 or 19 years old. And it's all to do with fasting. The more that we eat food, the more that we age. The less that you eat, the slower your biological age is. Chronologically we get older every year, but biologically, our biological age is a representation of how much food we eat. Think about it. Go back to the Google this. Go back to the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. People weren't getting diabetes. People weren't getting high blood pressure. People weren't dying of heart disease in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. What happened? Well, mass production of food and fast food companies. That's what happened. That's why these people are getting sick. That's why they're dying. They're eating too much. They're constantly consuming. Why do I eat one meal a day? It's because I want to give my body, my digestive system, a break. I want to give my body a break. And when you give your body a break, primarily your digestive system, your gut hosts 90% of your immune system. So when you give your gut a break, guess what happens? Those white blood cells in your gut can go around to other areas of the body and start to heal you. Yeah, that's what happens. So to answer your question, yes, you can build muscle on a plant-based diet and with fasting. All right. And how I do it is I do one big meal a day. And when I say I eat one meal a day, a lot of people message me and say, "You're lying. You can't eat one meal a day and gain muscle. You're lying, Justin." I'm gonna tell you how I do it right now. I don't think I shared this anywhere. But when I say one meal a day, what I mean is I do one big meal. All right. Just like when you go to a restaurant, it's one sitting, one meal, right? At one time. It has like 2 or 3 courses. They bring out the bread, then they bring out some soup, then they bring out some chips or something. Then you have your main course, and then some dessert. But that's all one meal, right? So I eat all of that within like a 4 hour period. Okay. So I break my fast, around 12 in the evening, and I just break it with juice, right? I just drink juice or something, but I start eating after I work out. So I work out fasted. Okay. I work out fasted, and then I eat after I get done working out. Right. So it's 6:21 right now. I'm about to have my big meal after this live stream, right? Now I've had like protein shakes and stuff like that before, but I won't eat my big meal until, after this live stream. So you can build muscle eating one meal a day, all right? You just have to eat more at once. And the reason why this is important is because people will say, well, aren't you stuffing yourself if you eat one meal a day? It takes some time to get used to. But the reason why it's a benefit is because the shorter the eating window, the more time the body has to digest the food, but also the more time your body has to be in heal and repair, right? So the nervous system is broken into 2 parts, right? The central nervous system, right? So you can be in either fight or flight, which is the sympathetic nervous system, or you can be in rest and repair, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, right? The sympathetic and the parasympathetic. When you're eating food, the body is in a stress state. It's in the sympathetic nervous system, right? Due to all the bad chemicals in the food, the body has to break all that down. So it's in fight or flight. After the body gets done digesting the food, you go into parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and repair. Okay. And when the body is empty, no food in it, you can be more relaxed. You're more focused. You can get more done. You don't have to think about food all day. And the body gets to heal itself during that process. So you can build muscle eating one time a day. And it's better for your health. It's better for your health. If you got to go to the doctor or the hospital to get a procedure done, why do they tell you not to eat food? Before you get that procedure done, they tell you don't eat anything after 12 or whatever the time frame, right? The reason why they say that, some people think it's because so you won't have food in your system, in your stomach or something like that, but that's stupid. Why would food in your stomach be an issue? That's not the reason. The reason why they tell you don't eat anything before surgery is because when you eat, the body is in a stressed state. The body is in a stressed state. If your body is in a stressed state and they're cutting on you, it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you. The body is already trying to digest this food, so it's impossible for it to heal itself, right? To recover from the surgery. Hope this is making sense, right? Doctors will tell you this, okay? So eating one time a day is not just good for building muscle. It's more so better for your health. And I tell people this all the time as well, right? You take somebody that practices fasting regularly and you go get their blood work done, and take someone who, eats a standard American diet. I won't even go that far. You take the average meat eater, that someone that eats red meat. You take those 2 people, get their blood work done, and tell me who has the most complications, right? I get my blood work done, like every 6 months. Last time I got it done, flawless. I might even show it if I can find it around here. My blood work is flawless, right? B12 is fine. Testosterone, fine. For all the people on the internet talking about, oh, soy boy. Yeah. Okay. Believe that. Okay. Try me if you want, right? So eating one time a day is what really transformed my life, back from 2016 up to now. Like, it really transformed everything. And I show you how to do all of that in this book. I'll show you how to do all of that in this book. The value in this book, you're not going to be able to find everything that's in this book. You're going to have to go to 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different people to find everything in this book. Because guess what? A person is going to try to either sell you some type of juice fast, or they're going to try to tell you a Daniel fast, or this type of fast, or this type of meal plan, or you need to do this type of workout. All that's in this book right here. I'll show you what fasting won't work best for you. I show you. Let's go to the chapter real quick. So we go to the table of contents, right? Chapter 3 is types of fasting, right? Page 29, right? So if I go to page 29, let's see. So types of fasting, right? And I hope it's not backwards. I think it's backwards, right? So let's go to the first type of fasting in here. So let's see where we start at. So the first type of fasting is the 16-8 method. Let's see. Can you see that? The 16-8 method, right? So the 16-8 method is what I do every day. I fast for 16 hours and I eat, and I have an 8-hour eating window. I more so do like 24. I do 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating, but 16-8, right? So it shows you the benefits of it, right? The benefits of 16-8. It shows you, the benefits. It shows you, it's a lot of benefits: cellular repair, mental and emotional benefits, mood stabilization. Yeah, it goes into all the benefits of it, right? But also it shows who should be cautious, right? Who should be cautious of doing 16-8. So this isn't dogma. I'm not just saying, oh, everybody do this type of fasting. Nah, I'm not saying that. It shows you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, right? So you're able to choose for yourself. Think about that. What other person on the internet shows you, hey, I'm giving you the tools so you know what's going to work best for you? Instead of saying, hey, I'm an expert, do this. I mean, I am an expert. I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified nutritionist, and I've helped over 500 people. I didn't have my business. I've been running my business for 5 years now. I am an expert, trust and believe, but I'm giving you the tools so you know what to do for yourself. So this is more than a book. It's a guide, right? So let's go to the next type of fasting real quick. So the next type of fasting, water fast. Water fasting. I wish it wasn't backwards. Type in the comments and let me know if this is coming up backwards. It might be, but just trust me. It says water fast right here, but it's backwards, right? So it shows you how to do water fast. Shows you how it works, the benefits, long-term implications, everything, right? Also, it goes into real life examples and anecdotes, right? Real life examples and anecdotes, right? And I'll read a little bit of this anecdote right here, right? So it says, one notable example comes from Dr. Herbert Shelton. Go look him up. He's one of the GOATs. Dr. Hubert Shelton, a leading figure in the natural hygiene movement of the 20th century. Sheldon advocated for the therapeutic use of fasting, particularly water fasting, to treat various chronic illnesses. His fasting protocols led to significant health improvements in many of his patients who reported benefits such as weight loss, improved digestion, and enhanced mental clarity. Shelton's work has inspired modern wellness practices that include water fasting as a means of detoxification and healing. So on top of this book being, packed with value, I'm giving you real life examples of other experts. So you just don't have to. So that's the thing. I didn't write this book just to give you my opinion. This isn't my opinion. These are all facts. This is all scientifically backed. Go look Dr. Hubert Shelton up. right? So I'm not just telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I've done for 7 years. I'm showing you what my clients do and have been doing for years. I'm showing you other people, what other people have done for years, right? And also, I'm giving you the toolbox. So you can go into this toolbox and pull out a wrench. You can go in this toolbox and pull out a hammer, you know, because when you don't know what to do, if you don't know how to heal yourself, you don't know how to start this journey, guess what? To you, everything will look like a nail that needs a hammer. But I'm taking the veil from your eyes and showing you, hey, no, put that hammer down. You need a screwdriver right now. Oh, put that screwdriver down. You need a flathead screwdriver. And this book is going to show you what you need to do to improve your health. Maybe you have diabetes right now. Maybe you have type 2 diabetes. This book is going to show you how to reverse it. Don't take my word for it. Go look up the benefits of fasting right now while I'm streaming and tell me if I'm lying, right? This book, if you say you want to burn fat, or say that, a common thing that a lot of people come to me and say, hey, Justin, I want to tone up. I don't want to get super bulky, and I only want to lose a little bit of weight. I just want to tone and tighten my body and sculpt my body, right? So in the fitness industry, we call that body recomposition, okay? And what I tell people to do is start doing fasting. Start doing fasting. And it goes into how you should do that in this book if that's your goal, right? So let's go to the next type of fasting, right? I'm not going to show all of them, but I'll show one more. So the next type of fasting in this book. Oh, hold up. So dry fasting. Let's see. It's a DRY, dry fasting. All right, so I'll read a little bit. Dry fasting is an advanced and intense form of fasting where you abstain from all foods and liquids, including water. Including water. So you don't do anything. This is for the advanced, right? This is for the advanced crew. I was watching an interview with Kevin Gates. He's one of my favorite artists, right? Nigga crazy as hell, but he's one of my favorite artists. He was talking about how he did a dry fast for 40 days. Now, I don't know if Kevin Gates is telling the truth, but I will say that it's possible, right? It's definitely possible. You can fast for 40 days, depending on how much excess fat you have on your frame. Now, in my size, I'm already 9% body fat. So I'm about 180 pounds and I'm 9% body fat. So I'm below 10%. So I don't need to be doing a 40-day fast. I'm going to lose all my muscle. So how fasting works is when you use up all the glycogen in your body. So when you eat food, it gets converted into glucose. So the body uses that sugar, that glucose first. And then once it's no more food, it taps into your glycogen. So glycogen is the next form of energy that your body uses. It's the glucose and the sugar that's in your cells. All right. So it uses that glycogen. And after that, then it taps into the fat. All right. It taps into your fat stores. And once the fat start getting too low, then it taps into your muscle. So when people say, "Oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose muscle when I fast," no, you're just being crazy. Listen to me. Listen to Justin. All right. So when you fast, it uses the glucose, then it uses glycogen, then it uses your fat, your adipose tissue, which is fat tissue, and then it goes into muscle. But that's the very last common denominator, right? So if you're 15% body fat or higher, you're completely fine. Once you get to about 10% body fat, you have to be more strategic with your fasting. So I fast every day, but I do a 48-hour fast every week on Monday, and that keeps me super lean. All right, keeps my abs popping year round. All right. So yeah, that was the next type of fasting, dry fasting, and it goes into every type of fasting on the planet: alternative day fasting, juice fasting, mono fruit fast. It goes into every type of fasting you can think of, right? It's all in this book. Shows you how to get started, a call to action, the benefits, how to break the fast, how to maintain the fast while you're fasting. Okay, so it shows you everything, right? Um, Let me get to the next question that people are asking me on Instagram. All right. So the next question comes from let's see, Lovely 25. Yeah, I think that Lovely 25, right? And she said, is fasting good for women? Because I hear a lot of people talk about, you know, it's all good and well, Justin, but for women, women shouldn't do fasting. Well, here's the truth, right? I don't I can't talk about amphibians or chickens, but I can talk about mammals. If you're a warm-blooded human being, you can do fasting. You know, if you're a mammal, right, you can do fasting, right? Because our bodies evolved to do fasting. We're evolutionarily designed to do fasting. The body works to do fasting, right? And people hate when I talk about hunter gatherers, especially black people hate when I talk about hunter gatherers. They say, "Oh, we weren't hunter gatherers. We weren't hunter gatherers. We were hunter gatherers." If you go to Africa right now, and they'll show you in caves in Africa paintings on the walls in caves in Africa, right? Because you have to think about it. You know, in Africa, before they built huts or houses or establishments, before they got advanced, what were people doing? How would they shelter themselves from rain? They would go into caves, right? So people are so stupid, man. Like, yes, every human on the planet, we started at hunter gatherers first, right? So anyway, but we don't have to go that far back. We can go back to before people had refrigerators, 1800s, 1700s. What did people do then, right? Because they couldn't, I know they had like salt method. Salt would keep things fresh. Salt was expensive at one point because it kept things fresh. But other than that, if you didn't have a refrigerator, how would you keep your food fresh, right? So in that situation, people had, when they got their food, they had to eat it right then, right? So you eat your food right then when the person made the kill, or when the crops were grown, they had to eat the food right then, and then they had to wait a period till more food came. So our bodies are evolutionarily designed to fast. I don't know why people argue with me about that fact, right? Like, if you fast, it's going to slow your metabolism down. I talk about that in the book too, right? So yeah, women can fast. Let me get back to the topic. I take tangents. So women can fast, but I talk to a lot of women doctors, and they say, during the week of your cycle, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't fast, right? Because that puts too much stress on the body. So avoiding that time of the month, you know, avoiding that time of the month, fasting is completely fine, right? It's completely fine. I know plenty of women that do intermittent fasting, right? The problem is, this is the problem. The problem isn't intermittent fasting. The problem is chronic undereating. And it's been an epidemic, right? It's been an epidemic over the last couple years. When I first started coaching people, when I first started helping people lose weight, first started being a personal trainer, people, and this was like what, 2017, 18, people, the majority of people that came to me, they had an issue with overeating. The times have changed. Now, a lot of people have an issue with chronic undereating. And I think the reason why is because, they know, everybody on this planet knows that eating too much food will cause you to gain weight. So I think it's an overcorrection, right? It's an overcorrection. People know they're eating way too much. It's going to cause them to gain weight and problems. So a lot of women, it's more women. I don't want to be sexist, but it's more women that deal with this. And I work with more women than men. It's an overcorrection, right? So I talk to a lot of people some in the DMs, and I say, what's your daily eating habits? And they say, oh, it's bad. I'm like, what's bad? Tell me a little bit more, right? Of course it's bad, right? You're talking to me. But what is bad? And they say, well, I don't eat breakfast. I say, okay, that's cool. I'm thinking this in my mind. Okay, that's okay. Breakfast isn't the most important meal of the day. But then they say, well, I work all day, and then when I get home, I really don't have an appetite, and I just snack. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, you're wrecking your metabolism. You're killing your metabolism. Now I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, wait, Justin, you just said fasting all day and eating once a day is good for your metabolism. But now you're saying if you fast all day and eat, it's bad. Are you contradicting yourself, Justin? No, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because our body has a certain maintenance level amount of calories that we need. Everyone can go to their like if you were like a Fitbit or something, you can go to your phone and it's going to tell you how many calories you burn a day, right? So I go to the health app, right? I go to the health app, and right here it says resting calories I burnt like 2,000, and my active calories usually be about 1,000. So I burn 3,000 calories a day. Okay, I have to eat 3,000 calories if I want to sustain my weight. So the problem that a lot of people come in contact with is they're trying to fast and they're trying to sustain themselves from eating, but they don't put the calories back in, right? You don't want to be in a super severe deficit, right? Because when you're fasting, the body can retain muscle and use fat as fuel. But when you break your fast, all right, the body taps into the glucose. Okay, taps into the glucose. And if you don't eat enough calories, that's what slows down the metabolism. So if you fast all day, say you're 100 and say you're 200 pounds, or let me say 150 pounds, right? 150 pounds. So your maintenance level calories is going to be like 1,500. All right. So if you fast all day, if you're wanting to gain weight, you have to eat more than 1,500 calories, and you will gain weight. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat less than 1,500 calories. But the problem is you don't want to go too low, because if you go too low, you're going to lose muscle. It's going to mess up your metabolism. Right? Now, the main thing is you want to make sure you have something that's sustainable going on. You're getting enough protein, you're getting enough carbohydrates, you're getting enough healthy fats. You want to make sure you're getting enough calories, right? Because all that plays a role. Everything works together, right? Fasting works when the diet is properly in alignment. And that's why I specifically put in this book to show you how to to show you what to eat and how to eat. So I'm showing you not only how to start fasting to heal yourself, but also I'm showing you how to eat so you can make your own fitness and meal regimens yourself. It goes into all of that, right? So you don't have to be afraid of anything like that. All the myths, like I didn't debunk the myths about fasting plenty of times, right? So do y'all have any questions about fasting or let me see. Oh dang, somebody, let's see. How many days a week should someone do intermittent fasting? Should someone cycle on and off? Yeah, I would say that. If you're a beginner, I would say yeah. Me personally, I've been doing intermittent fasting for 7 years, okay? And I can count on one hand how many days I didn't do intermittent fasting. Even if it was only, for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, right? I still fasted for that day. And that's the thing too. So you don't have to be super super dogmatic about it. If you're doing intermittent fasting, say you do 16-8, where you fast 16 hours and eat, and have an 8-hour eating window. Some days you can, put that down to a 10-hour fast, right? And work your way up and work your way back down, right? And that way you're not, getting too tired of it. And also a good way to do fasting as well. And I think this is kind of where you're getting at with this question. I talk about this in the book too, alternative day fasting and how to do alternative day fasting. Right. So alternative day fasting is different from intermittent fasting. That probably would work better for you, right? Where you fast for one day, the next day you eat, then you fast, next day you eat, and you do that as a cycle for a few days, right? So that could possibly work. But what I would say is if you're a beginner, yeah, cycle on and off until you get to the point where, it's second nature. It's second nature to me. I fast every day and I love it. I love when I'm fasting. I'm more focused. I feel better, like more energy, everything. Right? Let's see. Do you take any herbal supplements or adaptogens such as ashwagandha, lion's mane? Um, yeah, I do. I take supplements. I do supplements and herbs, and I do adaptogens sometimes. I do chaga. Chaga is a mushroom. It's for relaxation. You mentioned lion's mane right there. That's for um, it's for mental clarity. Okay, it's kind of like lion's mane is kind of like a natural Adderall. So you got people getting addicted to them addies. Nah, just take some lion's mane. You good, and it's not addictive. So lion's mane, I do that sometimes. Actually, I got some lion's mane tea, not tea, some lion's mane from Four Sigmatic is the brand that I drink every day. Um, but yeah, so I do B12, I do omega-3, algae, fatty acids, and also I do vitamin D. So I do 3 supplements periodically every other day. And also I do Asian ginseng. Asian ginseng is a herbal supplement. It's a herb. It's an ancient herb that improves your energy, improves mental clarity. Asian ginseng, or you can get American ginseng. It's pretty much the same, but it works wonders. And you can take those type of herbs while fasting, right? So I take my supplements while I'm fasted because it's no calories. I take my herbs, I take the adaptogens, I take all of that while I'm fasted. And also, while you're fasting, you can drink tea. You can drink lion's mane tea. You can drink all these different things as long as it doesn't have calories attached to it. And you're good. You won't break your fast, right? So that's a great question. Appreciate the question. Amino Ak. Hope I said it right. But yeah, I wanted to do this live stream. Fasted is coming out February the 8th. It was supposed to come out February the 1st, but I had to go beat up my editor, I didn't beat them up, Don't sue me, editor. I know you're probably watching too. But yeah, I had to get it re-edited. But yeah, it's coming out February the 8th. Everyone who already pre-ordered your copy, I appreciate you. You definitely gonna get the copy when it comes out. And yeah, so it's 130 pages, and yeah, took me 6 months to write this book, and it goes over everything. Like I've been showing you on this whole live stream, it goes into everything. It goes into the introduction of how I got started with fasting. What is fasting? The types of fasting, as I showed you already. It shows you the benefits of fasting, the science behind fasting, quotes from scientists, right? Also, it shows you how to create your own fasting regimen, right? Your own fasting templates and regimens, and your own meal plans as well. It shows you how to create your own meal plans as well, right? and it shows you the common errors that most people make when fasting. So maybe you're saying, hey, I want to start intermittent fasting or this fasting, but I don't know how to do it. And you might try it and you might fail at it and you think it's not for you. But this book will show you the most common errors, the most common errors that people make, and how to avoid them. Right. So you'll know how to avoid these common pitfalls. Right. And last but not least, it shows you case studies of people who I've helped do intermittent fasting and other people, celebrities who did intermittent fasting that got benefits from it as well. And the reason why this book is a must need and a must read, why you need this book in your house, is because there's no other book like this on the planet. Like I said from the beginning, it's rarely any books about fasting, which is mind blowing. It's not a lot of books out there about fasting. But the reason why you want this one is because every other book on fasting, it only talks about one type of fasting or one type of detox, right? It only talks about one thing. This right here goes into every type of fasting, where it came from, how to get started, how to create your own plan, what type of fasting you should do for yourself. Don't just do what I do. It shows you how to determine what you should do. Okay. So, like, I promise you, like, like this book is worth hundreds of dollars, right? But it's not. It's only $29.99. So you definitely want to get this. And also, I'm gonna be doing specials where if you buy a copy of Fasted for the first week when the book is out, I want to do something special. For the first week when the book is out, if you buy a copy of Fasted, you'll get a complimentary meal plan, a custom meal plan, and a custom workout regimen. Okay. And access to my weekly coaching calls, right? You get access to a couple of my weekly coaching calls. So, I mean, look, that's value. That's value right there, right? Not only do you get all of that for nothing but just $29. $29, that's it. You get Fasted, you get Fasted, but also you get a nutrition plan, a meal plan, custom meal plan, and a workout regimen, right? And access to my coaching call that I do that I do every single week, right? So you're getting tons and tons and tons of value. Like I'm like Santa Claus when it comes to giving value, right? All right. So you want to make sure you mark your calendars. Fasted coming out February the 8th. February the 8th. All right. Mark your calendars. It's going to be on Amazon.com. You can order it directly from me, and if you order it directly from me, I'll send you an autographed copy. I'll sign it, because you definitely want me to sign this, because it's going to be a bestseller. It's going to be a bestseller. Like, when this comes out, it's going to be a bestseller, bro. Like, there's no other book about fasting. Off the top of your head, name a book about fasting right now. I can't. No other book about fasting. I can't think of another one. I'm sure there are, but there's no other book about fasting, not like this. If you tell me to name a business book, I can name 10. If you tell me to name a nutrition book, I can name 10. If you tell me to name a fiction book, I can name 10. But you can't name one book about fasting. So that's why I wrote it, because I feel like it would have been a disservice to everyone in the world if I didn't write this book, because I know how fasting changed my life, and I know how I can change everybody's life. Like, if you don't know about fasting and you want to learn more, make sure you get a copy of Fasted on February the 8th. All right. But yeah, I'm about to go cook me some food. I'm pretty hungry right now. I got a good workout in. If you go to my Instagram story, you see I did some real heavy not bench press. I did some heavy squats today. Three plates. So yeah, go to my Instagram story right now. I think it should still be up. I did some heavy squats, so you can go check that out. And I did it all fasted. You're actually stronger when you fast. You're actually stronger. That's why I work out fasted. But yeah, I'm kind of losing my voice. I've been talking all day, making videos and stuff. But yeah, you want to make sure you get this February 8th. I'm gonna wait and see if y'all have any other questions. I'm waiting about a couple seconds. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments right now so I can answer your questions. Any questions. It can be about fasting, the alkaline diet, how to build muscle, how much protein you need, like whatever you need, whatever questions I can answer real quick, I'll answer them. All right. Dang, I've been on here for 50 minutes. That's crazy. 50 minutes. I've officially turned into a talking head. That's crazy. Let's see. In your book, does it mention omnivorous diet for nutrition and meal plan, or only for vegan? Yeah. So primarily for vegan, alkaline vegan. Um, yeah. So no recommendation for any animal products, but if you get the book, you will see why you necessarily don't need those animal products, if that makes sense, right? So it shows you how to build out your nutrition. It shows you what foods to eat. It shows you how to format and lay it out for yourself. See, that's the most important thing, right? It's less important the specific foods that you eat. It's more important to lay out um, how you should eat for your body type. And that's what it goes into. And it gives you the recommendations of plant-based foods, of course, alkaline foods. And it shows you how to build out your own meal plan, protein, fats, and carbs. It shows you all of that. But yes, I am vegan, ethical vegan. So yes, it's only vegan. Sorry about that. See, yeah, this book don't have everything. It don't have everything. So that should make this book more believable. You should believe me even more, because most people would just lie to you and say, yeah, you got exactly what you need. Nope. No animal products in the book, but I promise you, if you get the book, you will not regret it. You won't regret it. It goes into everything. Um, Even if you just want to learn how to start fasting for yourself, so you can stop watching 10 YouTube videos every day to try to figure it out, it'll show you how to start fasting, the best way to do it for you, and how to build out your own meal plan. If that's the only thing you take away from the book, I promise you're gonna get your money's worth just off of that. But it goes into much, much more. So I'll give a couple more seconds to see if anyone else has any questions. I'm gonna let my hair down. I had it. Any more questions? And I apologize for the live stream, y'all. This live stream looks kind of dusty. My camera, my web camera went out, so I got to buy another one. So that's why it looks kind of dusty. I'm not super crisp like I usually be. But yeah, it's all good. We thugging it out today, baby. We thugging it out. It looks kind of grainy, So it takes me back to my first live stream, 8 years ago. So it's cool. Any other questions? If not, we gonna hop up out of this thing, And also, I'm gonna put. There's no links in the description yet, but after this live stream is over, I'm gonna put a link in the description where you can join the waiting list for the book, or you can pre-order the book right now and get all the bonuses. You'll be able to see the bonuses that you're gonna get with the book: meal plan, workout regimen. If you're subscribed, you should have already seen a couple videos of mine where I talk about the bonuses. So yeah, you'll be able to either pre-order or get on the waiting list. So when it comes out, you'll be the first to be notified. And also it'll have other links in there to my social medias and all that. So if you follow me here, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. Fueled by Plants. It's Fueled by Plants everywhere. And it's my name on Facebook. Just type in Justin Strickland on Facebook. That won't be hard to find because I'm the only Justin Strickland that has 150,000 followers. I had to flex real quick. I'm the only Justin Strickland with 100K followers, 151,000 followers on Facebook, and Fueled by Plants on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all that. Follow me everywhere so you can stay updated. Let's see. Hello. Oh, we got one from Juan Lopez. What up, Lopez? Tell Jennifer I said what up. Tell J-Lo I said what's happening. Hope that wasn't racist. I'm sorry. I take that back. Hello, Justin. I'm just messing with you, bro. What up, Justin? What is your preferable food in the morning after fasting? Sorry, my English. No, your English is great. Your English is almost as good as mine. I speak Ebonics, bro. My favorite food in the morning. So I definitely recommend you break your fast with fruit. Okay, with fruit. And the type of fruit is very important too for your digestive system. So you want to do fruit that's high in water content. I talk about this a whole lot. So people that didn't hear me talk about this, I'm sorry. I say this all the time. High water yielding fruits. Okay. That's melons like watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, grapes, things like that is going to be the best to break your fast. If you don't have access to those things, you want to make sure you're doing some type of juice and ease your way in. So you want to start with like juices, then fruits, and then veggies, right? You don't want to break your fast with like pasta or something like that. You're not going to have a good day, right? You're going to get some indigestion because when you're transitioning from the fasted state to the fed state, you want to ease into that, right? Especially if you're doing a 24-hour fast or something like that. If you're doing a long fast, you want to break your fast with juice, and then some high water yielding fruits, and then go into what you're doing. But yeah, just break it with some fruit, bro. That'll be cool. That's what I do. Actually, I do like juice, But yeah. Appreciate the question. Oh man. Them squats had me in there today, you know. Four, five sets of squats. It'll do that to you. And the thing with leg day is you don't feel it until the next day. So I'm not feeling it right now. I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. Right. Yeah. And if you didn't know, that's called onset. It's called delayed onset muscle soreness. I just brung out a technical personal training word for you. The reason why you don't feel your legs into the next day, or even sometimes 2 days later, is because of delayed onset muscle soreness. Right? The legs, the quads are the biggest muscle group, so that's why it takes longer for you to feel sore. No problem. No problem. I hope that helped. Make sure you get a copy of Fasted on that 8th, Amazon.com, or you can order it directly from me. If you order it directly from me, I'll sign a copy for you because this is going to be a classic. It's going to be a classic. Mark my words. Mark my words. I promise you. I promise you. I want to get on the bestseller list, right? It's on my vision board right now. Best-selling author from the ground up, self-published best-selling author. And I don't feel bad for saying that because I know this book is going to give you all the value that I'm telling you it will. It's going to give you all the value that you need and more. So So yeah, I do believe it's going to be a bestseller because it's super valuable, super valuable. Yeah, I'll give y'all a couple more seconds to see if y'all have any more questions. You know, every time I say that, somebody else asks a question, so I keep saying it. But if not, I will go because I can go get me some food. I can go eat right now. All right. I've been on for an hour, but I'll stay on as long as y'all want me to. If y'all have more questions. This is a conversation, people. But I am hungry. I will go eat. Yeah. And also, if you join late, just make sure you rewatch this live stream. I go into the book a little bit, talk about it. You know what I'm gonna do? Before I leave, I wanna do one more excerpt from the book, right? You see, I got some notes right here. So this from chapter 7, right? Common challenges, right? And if I go to and yeah, on each chapter, I wanted to do this because I love quotes. I quote ancient figure or some prominent figure in each chapter. Chapter 7, I quoted Buddha, and Buddha said, "To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear." Like even Buddha was health conscious. Like how if Buddha was health conscious, how you not gonna be health conscious? Come on, man. But chapter 7, I talk about one of my idols, right? One of my idols. And you probably already know who is my one of my number one idols. I talk about it all the time. Dr. Sabi, of course, right? So I talk about Dr. Sabi, in the 1980s, a man named Alfredo Bowman, better known as Dr. Sabi, began to gain recognition for his unique approach to healing the body through an alkaline plant-based diet. Born in Honduras, Dr. Sabi battled a range of health issues in his youth, including asthma, diabetes, and obesity. Frustrated by the conventional treatments that only seemed to manage his symptoms rather than heal him, Sabi embarked on a journey to restore his health through natural means. Now, this is the interesting part, right? So, during his travels to Mexico, Dr. Sabi encountered a traditional herbalist who introduced him to the principles of alkalinity and natural healing. He learned that many modern ailments stem from a buildup of mucus and toxins in the body caused by an acidic diet rich in processed foods and animal products. By adopting an alkaline diet using natural herbs, Sabi was able to completely reverse his health conditions. This transformation led him to dedicate his life to sharing the power of an alkaline diet with others. Beautiful, beautiful. Your boy wrote that. Beautiful. But yeah, um, I'm about to hop up out of here. Give me something to eat. Once again, I do this to help people. I'm already healthy. I'm already fit, strong, and healthy, the healthiest version of myself. And I want other people to be the healthiest version of themselves. That's why I wrote this book, because I know, a lot of people that follow me don't have the funds to get on my programs. My programs are expensive. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. My programs are expensive. So a lot of people don't have the funds to get on a high level program to work with me one on one. This is the next best thing, where you get all the knowledge in my head transferred to you via a book, and you can read it and get the knowledge. So that's one of the reasons why I wrote this book. And yeah, February 8th, I hope y'all enjoy it. I might do another live stream on February 8th. But other than that, I've been talking for an hour. My voice is almost gone. So I am going to I'm gonna holler at y'all. I need to get more practice, because I'm gonna be doing keynote speeches and speeches when the book come out anyway, right? I need to get some practice. So till next time, fuel yourself, don't fool yourself. Remember, imperfect consistency outweighs perfect inconsistency any day of the week. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to remain consistent, because if you stay consistent, you can't lose, right? And with that being said, fuel yourself, don't fool yourself. Peace out. I'm going to holler at y'all on February the 8th. All right. Thank y'all for joining, and see y'all next time.